views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, or the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting organization. If you're interested in producing a program, come talk to us here at Access Fort Wayne. We are a department of the Allen County Public Library. Call us at 421 1250.
Beep bop beep doo biddy bee da ba bye. Da baby doo biddy bee da ba bye. Da baby doo biddy bee da ba bye. Dee bee da bee doo bee da bee da.
It's showing people that you can take it upon yourself to take a task and make it happen.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get some trash. Only got 8 kids and some trash bags. I'm hunting. Looking for some garbage. Everything's flipping awesome. Everything 2013.
So, when I bought this house over here in 2000. And when I bought the house, I'm painting with my friends, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna drop a load of sand down there, and I got beachfront property." And they said, "Oh, you have beachfront property? You can't swim in there." And I said, "Why not? What's wrong with it?" And they said, "Well, it's polluted." I said, "With what?" "I don't know." So I just started paying attention, reading. I have a degree, so I was like, okay, well, I can do my own little research.
Yeah.
So I just started paying attention, and that was in 2000. 2001, I pretty much was like really interested, started gathering information, and then by 2005, I was tired of watching people sit around in meetings, and I think meetings are very important for what they are, but there was all planning and no action.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna have a little, me and my friends, we can have a little cleanup. And the first year, we drank some beers and came down here, and then by 2006, then that was really fun. So we decided to do it again, except without the beer. And then we also, by 2006, I had permission from the DNR to start planting natives. They sent me a plant list that is allowed on the banks. And so we do erosion control projects after I started paying attention on how to improve erosion. Erosion sedimentation is the number one pollutant in the watershed, nationally pretty much, but it's people seem to notice it here more because of the color of the water. The color of the water will never really be a different color. The soil content is, right, it's loam, silt, and clay. So you can imagine loam, silt, and clay is just brown. That's all there is to it. But we can stop some of the erosion by these plantings. Now, usually our erosion control projects are down. See, this is considered a violent stream bank. So that means
violent stream bank.
It's called a violent stream bank, which means that the water goes up, the water goes down. The water goes up, so it's called flashiness. Well, when it goes up and down like that, it rips out a lot of the trees and foliage, and you can see how all this is underwater right now. Well, under that are plant life as well. So the erosion control mats, these plants that we're planting, most of they're all native. Yep. So the plant plugs are about this big and pre-grown plants, and we also have seeds. But if we can get this stuff to stay for 5 years, like for example, I use Indian grass. Indian grass, if you can get it to stay for 5 years, it will grow 10 to 12 feet into the ground and then be able to live through drought or flood. So if it's 12 feet in the ground, it's pretty much well anchored and it's not going to go anywhere when it looks like this. By removing these natural stream bank areas, they're causing more problems. So I want there to be some kind of protection areas on the sides of the rivers, because then that allows for the water is going to go somewhere. You can levee everything, but think of it as a girdle. You know, it might suck it in at one place, but it's going to bulge out somewhere else that you might not expect. So another problem that's happening is we live in the Great Lakes region. So that means that it's going to be, we're trying to shed water as fast as possible. We try and get rid of it. Other countries, other parts of America even have drought issues. So they try and keep their water on the land. They try and gather it, and it's really valuable. We just try and get rid of it. Also, the impervious surfaces. So all of these roofs, greens, there's less green spaces because people like to mow. And this is not the ideal for wildlife. Mowed grass does not provide any kind of diversity for plants, or it doesn't allow diversity. So this is what we do. This is made out of geojute. Geojute is coconut mesh. The coconut mesh, you want me to hold this thing?
Yeah.
The coconut mesh right here will completely disintegrate in about 5 years. And if you can see, we have it stuck with these little twigs, which we do have staples, but I really like this to be natural. Yeah, the stakes will disintegrate in like 8 years. So here's our local Greenway guy right here too. He's awesome. You want to tell a river story? Yeah, he's collecting river stories. You got one?
Well, finish. We'll get him after you.
Okay.
You're an encyclopedia of river. I gotta ask you before you continue, did you know any of this when you bought the house?
No. I didn't know anything. I moved back here. I graduated from college in '99. I moved to Florida for a year, and then I moved back because they wanted to pay me in sunshine. But now I work for nothing, so I'll take sunshine. So when I moved back here, no, and I tried to get an environmental job down there. They have the Miami Aquarium, and I tried to get a newspaper. No, there's plenty of people there that they can hire. They didn't want some girl from Indiana. They have plenty of their inside people. So I was like, okay, I'll come back home.
And so you buy this house, you know nothing. You're going to buy some sand, put it on the riverbank.
Right,
and
which
say,
is illegal.
I got a beach. I got a beach property.
No
But
such
what
luck.
happened?
So it was dangerous. It's contaminated, and with what? Well, it took like 7 or 8 phone calls down to the city to get somebody to answer me, and it was a dam operator, and the dam operator said that it's pig and cow farms that are discharging. And I thought, oh, that's a pretty simple answer. How come the other 7 or 8 people that I spoke with didn't know that? And so that was a kind of insightful as well, because these are the same people that are supposed to be knowing about the water.
And only one gave
yeah,
you
and
that.
and it was a dam operator. It was a dam operator.
Dam operator.
It was. He was over at the St. Joe Dam area.
Right.
And that's what he said. So I thought, oh, that's simple. I should know that. Everybody should know that. And there was
And all this
sparked
you
my
learned,
interest.
You didn't learn in college. You learned it by doing your own research.
I did.
Because you had an interest. And
I
then
did.
the interest became a passion.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I found that not everyone was, the people, my biggest concern was the people who sat around the table, and these are supposed to be the government agents, the people who are protecting your open water sources like rivers, streams, ponds, whatever. If you knew who was sitting around these tables protecting your water, you would be concerned. So I show up to try and keep everyone accountable.
I don't know specifically, but I know in general, and they're
Right.
the same people that sit around at all the tables for every issue.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
So, I love nepotism, but not when it comes to, there needs to be some kind of protection for human health.
That's important, yes.
Right, and this is for human health. This isn't just, like I said before, it's not Earth that has the problem. It's humanity that will suffer, and I don't want that. So try and make it a little better for the next ones.
That's a really good point because our health is at stake.
Right.
Not just beauty or, be
Sure.
able to swim in it. Our health is at stake,
Yep.
our well-being.
I agree.
And, as you know, I'm sure, because you're the river encyclopedia now, there used to be swimming in Fort Wayne rivers. So we've gone backwards.
Well, and they're trying to bring back the Three Rivers Festival raft race is coming this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want the river to be a liability. I want it to be an asset. So I'm concerned about letting people get wet. It's not your body. Your skin is a great barrier to infection. Usually I would just worry about bacteria. Okay, but if it rains, then 42 discharge points are discharging into our waters, combined sewage and stormwater. And so that usually sticks around for about 3 days before it gets flushed, literally, downstream. 11 million people downstream drink our water. And so this is something that I was going somewhere with that.
Well, I'd say after spending the day with you at Earth Day, I don't think I ever want to drink water again,
But remember,
You
Terry,
think of all this stuff.
no, if you think that the rivers are gross, your natural resources are being robbed from you. Take them back.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Well, that's
Right.
the second point of what I learned. Don't
Right.
drink it, but do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at. I just don't want it to be like this forever. We live in the richest country in the world. Come on, this is archaic. This
It
is
is.
dumping into streams and rivers. Our sewage is, what causes typhoid and the Black Plague from rats walking through feces and urine, and then the fleas on the rats were the ones who infected the humans. So it was the fleas on the rats. So the rats would take it everywhere, and the fleas would give it to the humans, and it killed a third of the population. So, and this is all from dumping the sewage out of your window.
Yeah.
So that is kind of what we're doing, because now as population grows, we have to figure out how to do something with it instead of just throwing your hands up like, oh no. No, there's a better way. Let's do some common sense skill building and it'll be better.
You're such an inspiration because
Oh, you're so sweet.
you are. You're just showing that you had an interest and you knew nothing about it.
And I've
You
taken.
actually thought you could just
Well, and
put
all
some
this,
sand down
I'm
and
not
go
taking.
swimming.
I want to say also that I have asked a lot of experts. I've had consultants
have.
tell me, and so it's not just, hey, I read a book, let's try this. It was, from several people that are those important
And-
people.
and doing.
Yes. And then,
Doing.
right, and then taking that information, and maybe they're limited in some way because, I got a job to do, I can't do that, or, I'm government, that'll not fit in the grant, but instead just
And
doing it.
Learning enough so that, from hearing what you're saying, if you do it wrong, you do damage. It's worse than
Sure.
doing nothing.
Yes.
So you've
Yes.
done enough homework, so to speak, to know how to do it right.
Right. And make the attempt. And this is, yes, I do believe that this is completely making a difference by them just planting these little plants. But ultimately, it's showing people that you can take it upon yourself to take a task and make it happen.
Exactly.
So.
And now you have, I want to say this, and if you say anything else you want, but that beautiful space over here.
Thank you.
Across the river. I walked in. I thought when you told me, we got office space, or space donated, not necessarily office and
Sure.
fun
Warehouse.
space,
Heck yeah.
workout, art space. I'm thinking a room. Like there's a room and it's got junk in it, nobody's using it. And I walk in, oh my gosh!
Isn't it
amazing.
awesome?
It's awesome.
I love it over
seriously
there.
is.
Yes.
And the activity, kids are, basketball kids that play at Northrop were painting. And
Yep.
artists were painting, and a 2-year-old was painting.
Great.
And it's just really, it's humanity at its best.
Yes.
And that space is magnificent.
Isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
And I claimed a space on the wall too. I said nobody can use this space, and I marked it because I'm going to do a map of the Maumee watershed, and then I'm going to include Michigan and Ohio. So it's like our watershed is bigger, so I can locate where a lot of the water testing's happening right now. Those results should be coming out in the end of this year. And they've done tests that have never been done on the Maumee. They're testing in in Indiana, they're testing 13 water testing points on tributaries, which is good because what that does is you can tell for each tributary, if one is bad and the other ones are okay, you know that runoff in that area there's something going on. So we can pinpoint, and I'll be able to draw all the little streams and feeders and on my map. So I claim my own little space on the wall, and I'm gonna do that.
I think you've earned the right to claim a little space on the wall.
Yeah, it's for everybody though, because I need a
know.
map so I can say there it is.
Everybody benefits.
Yes.
But I think you can draw whatever you want in your space. But
And
this is great.
This is great.
Do.
And SM Watkins Sheet Metal gave us that entire second floor. It was 100% donation, and that includes electricity. And we don't have heat in there yet because he just closed on the property this year. And electricity, water, he's going to make improvements, and he just painted it all. That's a new coat of paint, that white paint.
See, that's the other thing. I expected, a lot junkier look than that. It looked beautiful.
Didn't it?
Freshly painted.
Yep.
Big.
Beautiful. I know.
Beautiful.
I'm so happy.
You should be.
Every time I walk into the space, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm reinvigorated again.
I told somebody, this is like a dream, only it's reality.
It is. It's a dream. It is. I'm
It's
with
a
you.
dream come true. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And he gave it to you because
He did.
you earned it.
Well,
saw
he's
all the work you did.
Yeah, and he's a supporter. He comes to the meetings and he is interested, and he said that if we want to do green roofs, if we want to do I already got tomato cages out there, so whatever we want to do, he said just not too much dirt because then it's too heavy on the outside roof, but other than that, okay.
It's like a blueprint. Like an open canvas, a blank canvas.
Yep.
You just go in and you have all the space, all the wall space, and you can paint on it. It's every kid's dream.
It's every kid's dream.
You're always telling kids, don't paint on that. Give me that crayon. You can't color on the wall.
No, we don't care.
Here,
We
it's
want
like,
the
here, You got paint, cans of paint, and markers all over the place.
Great.
It's like paint, yeah.
Do it.
So it's really an expression of people's creativity. That was the other thing. a lot of those people aren't artists. They were quick to point out, no, I'm not an artist, but here they are, they're making art.
Right.
So I think that makes you an artist.
Me
but
too.
The point I'm making is you don't need to be an artist and you don't need to be a river expert
No.
to make a difference.
No, you don't. No. And, you know, a lot of these are, I do have a lot of friends that have been created because of this.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and I have the best friends now because they have, you know, we all have a common interest, and it's just clean water. We all want fishable, drinkable, swimmable water. And that's not, I mean, this is not a political issue. This is not a, you know, there's nothing, this is a health and safety. And, you know, many men have lived without love, but not one without water.
I love that. I love that. Not without water.
Oh no, now I'm going to forget who said that. Now I can't give credit. I did not say that. That was someone else.
Oh, well.
But there's an West African proverb as well that says, filthy water cannot be washed. So I think that always brings the point too, where there is a tipping point where it is dirty and cancerous, and that's something that needs to be addressed immediately, in my opinion.
Oh, and your opinion counts. I'll tell you that. You earned the right.
Just to you.
You earned the right.
Oh yeah, I'm always throwing my opinion around.
Yeah.
I have many.
Well, you have 60?
Yeah, at least.
And one is good.
One is
I'm
good.
going to say more than one in your case. I think it's probably the reverse. 59 out of 60 are good.
But you're great, Terry.
Well, so are you. But thank you. Hey, it's been a real privilege to be here today.
Great.
I've always wanted to come and never made it, and now to be part of it and contribute is a wonderful feeling. That's another thing people are talking about, the good feeling they get.
Yeah.
Whether it's interviewing somebody or pulling a tire out. Oh
Yep.
my God, the guy down there with his little 8-year-old. 8 years old, this kid's working all day getting crap out of the river. And when we first met him, they had a pickup truck full of junk that they got out of the river, and there's a tire. We went over to your office, came back, and there were like a dozen tires. Oh my
They're
gosh.
breeding.
They're breeding.
They breed in the river.
The tires breed. It's a breeding.
They're breeders.
The river's a breeding.
Well,
place
have
for
you
tires.
seen any of the freshwater jellyfish today, Terry?
No.
Oh.
I can't
Yeah,
say.
those come from the combined sewer overflows. We call them freshwater jellyfish,
Freshwater
otherwise known as condoms, rubbers.
Oh, well then, yes, I have. You got me there. I thought you were actually talking about some fish that's out there in the Miami. That's good. I love that. I love that.
I'm
going,
just-
duh.
I'm just silly.
No, that's good. That's good.
But I have like a water story that I was thinking about when I was probably, you know how these three girls over here, they're, you know, between 7 and 14 or so, and that's the same time when we had a little bitty cottage on Big Turkey Lake. And I mean, it was literally one room, and we had like, you know, 2 beds on the sides and a stand-up shower and like a kitchen area. It was little bitty, and I absolutely loved that place. We had a little bitty boat, and they'd let me take it out, and I loved it. And I have always, since being that age and having that little bitty cabin,
Yeah.
I have loved water because it had some of my best memories next to the waterways or going to the pool or whatever. So I don't know, I've always been drawn to water, and so maybe this is just like the next step of where I was
Well.
supposed to go.
Well, you're
But it was-
saving the water. That's what you're doing.
Yep, just working toward that. I like to think it, but you know, we're just working toward that.
Well,
And
a wonderful
it's
goal.
a good step,
Sure is.
and it is a good goal. So we'll see.
Well, this is great.
So
Thank you. Oh, man.
Come here.
Oh.
Are you sure you can make it on our blood, sweat, and tears all the way down the riverbank?
Yeah, I think so. You don't think I can?
No, I did not say
Okay,
that.
all right.
I agree with you.
You know?
Yep,
It
it
looks,
does.
bridges look different.
Yep.
things that you're very familiar with, places
like,
you've
"Where
been
is
100.
this?"
Yeah, and you're going, what?
Yep.
Wait, that's what's that?
And it's really pretty, especially
It's
like
gorgeous.
if you get just a little outside of Fort Wayne or a little this way outside of Fort Wayne, it just looks wild.
It
I mean, it
does.
looks like it is you could see a Native American
Yeah, exactly. That's what I always
Giving
think
you a
of, Native
wave.
Americans, yeah.
Right.
But even here with the river up, and all this, it has a kind of a primal look to it out there.
Yeah.
The branches and all that, so,
Well,
yeah.
and this area too is what I'm worried about. I'm going to protect this area. I think the Army Corps wants to come in and remove all of this right here, and I don't think it's a good idea. So I was planning to continue to work on that
Yes,
diligently.
Good. Yeah, I've had some experience in the Army Corps.
Yeah.
And I can't say that.
Goes all the way up to the senators.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's who they answer to.
exactly.
Yep.
And they answer to corporations, and the corporations are the ones that pollute, do the
Yep.
major polluting. So.
Yep, I know. That was another thing. I feel like I swallowed the red pill in the Matrix. Maybe I should plug myself back in.
I know. That's what you told me. You said
It's
it's
true.
organized chaos.
Oh yeah, and you've seen it. This is what organized chaos looks like. It's
Yeah.
organized, but you have to let it unfold.
Unfold,
People
yeah.
have to do their own little thing.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, you have it planned, you have booths,
Yeah.
and you have exhibits, and you have all that.
Sure.
But at the same time, stuff is just happening.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
just happening.
like over there at the office.
Yeah.
All those people. That was incredible. We interviewed all of them.
Good job.
Little kid, He's
Great.
been here every year of his life. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's 2 years old. His first Earth Day was 1 month old.
Aw.
His dad was
Who
with
was
him.
it?
His dad was named Jason. His name was Lee.
Oh, Jason, Lee, and Lydia.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lydia's been there. I always had Lydia, she's my legal consultant. She
Oh,
always
really?
she always checks what I write.
Oh, yeah.
She says, "Oh yeah, let me read that for you."
Yeah, we didn't meet Lydia. I think she was walking up there.
Yeah. And I'll tell you another one that's been here every year. You see him right there walking? He's been here every year.
Aw. So you got kids
Yeah.
that are gonna
Yeah, I
grow
have.
up on
Oh, yeah.
Earth Day, and then they're
Yep.
gonna do what you're doing.
Yes, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Don't let
You
it
can't-
die with me.
Because you can't do it all by yourself.
No, I can't. And that's why I'm so thankful for all the volunteers, because
Yeah,
we
that's
are
great.
100% volunteers, and all the people are here
those-
of their own accord.
And those kids that sang, they're from Jefferson Middle School. And
That
I guess
was
her
so
teacher
cute.
brought her here.
Here, come here. Did you give them a story? This is hold on, I forget her name. Brittany. And
Brittany.
her son that I was pointing to has been here every year since he was born, because you were carrying him in your satchel
Yeah.
the first year. And look, we even have a new
Whoa,
one.
alrighty.
We even have a new one
New
coming
Earth Day
Yay.
coming.
that we can
You're
make a
doing your
difference
part.
with.
There
Yes,
you're
exactly.
getting-
Breeding them young.
We're telling river stories about what water is to you, Earth Day, having fun in your history of what brings you out today. So kind of a general idea of why you
Well,
love it
my
here.
kids love it, because obviously there's a million other kids here for them to be with, which is, I guess in school and stuff like that, kids aren't always around a bunch of other like-minded children, you know what I mean, that feel the same way. Their parents may not feel the same way about the earth, and they might be thought of as a little weird for being concerned about things like that. So it's really nice for me to bring my kids to a place where there are other kids. They can see other kids participating the same way, and they get to get their faces painted. They get to get their hands dirty. They get to play with worms. I mean, what could be better?
They get to-
I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, and every year the turnout seems better, it's great to see so many people involved. It's a shame the river's so flooded this year we can't get as much done as we normally do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little chilly, but still, it's a great day. And made me think how it's a mixture of adults and kids. That's another good thing about it.
Uh-huh.
And everything's sort of natural. You know, kids running around, they're not getting yelled at. You can't do that. You can't
Right,
do that.
exactly.
It's pretty much.
Put down that shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
they're
your
all-
son?
This is my son, Seneca, yep.
What's his name?
Seneca.
Seneca. Cool
Yep.
name.
And he's been doing this for quite some time now.
So how many children are you contributing to Earth Day?
We got 3 here, including this one
Including
right now.
this one,
Including
okay.
this one.
Your husband's riding around on a bike. He's Mr. Greenie too.
Yep. Yeah. We were able to ride our bikes here today since the weather was so nice. That was great too.
How
Yes.
far did you ride? How far
Oh,
did you
just
live?
a mile. Not too far
Not
at
too
all.
far.
I didn't ride. I walked him with his.
You have a good excuse.